And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to round number 4 of the MEA GT Championship Series here at Laguna, Seca. I'm SSR Mayhem, also known as Steve, bringing you tonight's live action here at this racetrack on a wonderful Saturday evening, night, or maybe daytime, early morning for some of you around the world, as we prepare for 41 laps, 3 mandatory pit stop race here at Laguna. I'm looking forward to this. A couple of the big names here tonight. ESV Bobbers missing tonight's race could really affect him in the championship contention, as RZM Sean got the pull over ESV Barcode in a battle of 3 really great drivers. And like I said, Tsunami, another one, is also out tonight, who had previously qualified, and a couple other names as well, like VNX Kami and a few other drivers not going to be able with us here tonight. But we still got 16 drivers on the grid. We got a bunch of different cars this week that were selected by the drivers. KTM seems to be a pretty solid one, right with the DBR9, but Barcode showing a lot of strength in the M8, and some other drivers out on that field here tonight as we get ready for the race here at Laguna Seca. We're about to start the drivers, and we're going to see how some of these cars jump off the start line as we prepare for this race. We will load the drivers in. We are ready to rock and roll. I didn't have my chargeable battery set for tonight, so if I disconnect briefly, it's because I got the cord on my controller and it's pretty finicky, and yeah. But with that being said, round 4 about to begin. RZM Sean, your pole sitter in the KTM, with ESV Barcode in the BMW M8, and then AMS Design right in that 3rd spot, as Bobbert's not able to run tonight in the Expo as well. We got 16 drivers in the field. We're near the halfway point of the season. It's Sean, it's Barcode, and we are going green here at Laguna Seca. 41 laps to distance as Sean gets on the gas and gets it going. Design takes off with him, and Barcode having that M8 is a struggling start as Diamond Man gets around him for the 3rd spot early on. And the KTMs jump the line really fast, really early. Barcode drops a couple positions back. He missed 1 week in the action so far in the series. That was week 1, with Sean won at Yas Marina. Everybody getting lined up around the bend. Everyone looking good so far as we get around the first few turns of this racetrack. A tough track to pass on, though, nonetheless. We're going to find out how difficult it's going to be tonight for them. Sean leads so far in this one. As Diamond Man falls off the racetrack, he's going to lose many spots going into the sand trap. Oh, but he doesn't. He moves aside and was able to get out of Barcode's way. Diamond Man now fending off Adler Girl. Adler Girl currently in the top 5 right now with SMXJ Yankee not too far behind her. The 2 DBR9s trying to challenge these KTMs out front. And we are going green to distance now. Lap 1 in the books. And Adler Girl under some pressure right now in that 5th spot from SMXJ Yankee. One of the braking boards just got a little love tap. They don't really last very long on the track, as is anyways. 3-car battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th now, as Barcode now challenged for the 2nd spot, as AMS Design now playing defense as Sean starts to get away from this front pack. Barcode gets alongside and gets right on by AMS Design for the 2nd spot. So now Barcode can try to track down RZM Sean. Let's go further in the pack. We'll hop on with 9th place driver Riddle U right now. Actually, he's got no company around him, chasing down JRFE Blade, currently running in that 8th position. To the back of the field, a little spread out right now. must have gotten a little antsy for some of the drivers. Proud 78, he fell way back. He was further up the pack. Not sure if he's got any damage to the car. Doesn't. Looks like he had to make an early pit stop, however. That's not something you want to be doing early, but the big factor this week is 3 mandatory pit stops for the drivers. A little bit of a different shaker, so maybe there's some strategy there. Maybe Proud didn't want to be in the midst of the battle. From previous knowledge of Proud, he's the type of driver that if he can pit early and stay out of trouble, he's going to do that, and that might be the current strategy that he's on, along with a couple of other drivers that have kind of faded further off in the back of the field. Diamond Man 2014 still playing defense with Adler. Adler all over Diamond Man's back bumper as it come around on the edge right there. Adler almost getting into the sand, was able to hang on to the race car. Adler putting all types of pressure on Diamond Man as they get into the corkscrew. Girl who missed a race previously back at Silverstone last week. She did qualify, got some points for it, but didn't get the big points that she could have got in the race. So back in the racing scene this week as Diamond Man playing all sorts of defense. We pull up the race map. You can see where Sean is, and Sean's leading a charge so far and doing very, very well. As barcode that says not a painter on the side of his car. Currently running in that second spot. Little U and HGR Benz looks like they're about to get into a little battle for that 9th place spot. The KTM's very strong here. Some say maybe a little too strong, but we had about a list of 7 to 8 cars this week to be selected for Laguna Seca. As JRF Blade having a little problem right there. Blade into the sand again. And probably one of the best starts we've ever gotten out of Blade. Blade has had a lot of ups and downs, a lot more downs than he probably would like to see. Currently running inside the top 10 right now. Riddle U driving that M8, and another colorful scheme by Riddle U. He's gotten away from that yellow scheme that he tends to really enjoy, really love. As Blade gets off the racetrack again, Riddle U now on the bumper of Blade now, as he's going to look to the inside as they go side by side. Yeah, buddy, and Riddle U almost door slammed Blade. Blade got on the brakes just enough, and Riddle U gets on by for the 8th place spot. Riddle U now takes a look back to the inside, nothing there. He's going to have to get in line. HDR Benz now on the bumper of Blade. Meanwhile, further up, Adler Girl still on the backside of Diamond Man. She has Jay Yankee now behind her as well. SMX Jay Yankee, a very good contender. Had to make a last-minute paint job to his car with possibility of having some points penalty. He doesn't want to get that. Sean's pretty much checked out so far as he leads the pack. And Sean got a really good jump because the KTM's really fast off the start line. As we watch him go down through the corkscrew here. Had a really good battle with Barcode, who's now coming into the picture as well. And then there was Boberts, and they were all within thousandths of one another, but wasn't able to nip Sean. And there goes Adler now to the bumper of Diamond Man. They go around after the corkscrew. Nose to tail. We got a nice battle here for the 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. We're going to stay tight here with these guys and gal as they really duking it out. Adler Girl, she's got all types of pressure. She gets to the inside, gets a little bit side by side with Diamond Man 2014, but the KTM really strong with acceleration off the corner will maintain that position. Jay Yankee being patient at the rear of these cars, trying to find some type of balance to get by them. And now Yankee looks to the inside of Adler, going into turn 1, side by side off of it. And Jay Yankee takes up the spot. SMX Jay Yankee into the top 5 now, but Adler looks back to the inside again, nothing there. Very difficult track to pass on, and Yankee able to get the job done after Adler was trying to get around Diamond Man. Wasn't able to get the job done, and now she's gonna have to fight again to get back to him as Yankee now takes advantage of an opportunity. These three really going at it right now, doing a fantastic job. And if you're just tuning in, this is round number 4 of the MEA GT Championship Series. We got a battle from 4th through 6th right here between Diamond Man, Yankee, Adler Girl. A couple of early strategic strategies by some of the drivers that decided to pit early. As we pull up the race map, you can see the spread of the field. 3 mandatory pit stops for today, which brings a open strategic playbook for all the drivers. As we see Adler Girl, she's tired of trying to get around these two drivers. She's going to take an early pit stop and try to see if she can pass these two in some open, clean air. As Jay Yankee now puts the pressure on Diamond Man for the 4th spot now. Nose to tail once again as they go into turn 1. Yankee looks to the outside, trying to get a big run, trying to do the crossover. Diamond Man covers the inside. Yankee had to pull out of that one just a little bit right there as they nip each other. And Diamond Man showing another strong performance in the series. As AMS Design not too far in front of them. Not sure if he had a hiccup, or maybe I just haven't seen him that close to them, but they're possibly gaining on him right now. Adler Girl, she's out of the pits. But Adler Girl is close to FSM Gray, who I don't think has made a pit stop just yet. We'll check on them momentarily. As I'm having all types of problems sticking on who I want to stick on with. Yankee, just all sorts of pressure on Diamond Man right there. FSM Gray now has to defend Adler Girl for the 10th spot. This is a position for the top 10. He's currently in the McLaren 12C right now. Adler Girl putting a lot of pressure on him as they catch up to FLA Nico Diaz. And Adler throws it to the outside. She's going to go for the spot in the corkscrew. And she gets the job done. A great pass by Adler Girl as she'll take over the 10th place spot. And FSM Gray right there braked quite a bit, and that gave Adler the opportunity to go to the outside. But we got a battle up here for 4th. Yankee to the outside of Diamond Man now. He's trying to take that spot away. And Diamond Man once again, with a little bit of acceleration that he has over that DBR9 of the KTM, was able to fend off that position. And Yankee has to go all the way back to work again, but he got closer this time. Oh, but Diamond Man gets into the sand. Yankee working on Diamond Man 2014 now. And he looks again. And if you're Adler Girl right now, you're probably hoping this is what's going on, as she made a pit stop a couple of laps ago to get out of this battle and try to get by these drivers. She had the speed, just couldn't get by him. A very tough place to pass, and not only that, the KTM's got quite a bit of acceleration, so if you're equally matched on the track, it's going to be very difficult unless the driver in front makes a mistake. Yankee is trying to make some moves. Adler Girl's moved up to 8th now. Proud 78 and SNX Savitar, they're battling it out there for 11th and 12th right now. Proud, who made the early pit stop, is already almost back into the top 10 right now, looking to make some moves. Meanwhile, we're getting into that lap traffic as RZM Sean now creeps up on the 16th place driver of RZX Warren 57 in the Dodge Viper. And Warren gets out of the way, lets Sean on by. As Sean trying to get his 2nd win on the season. And this man's won the last 2 races. ESV Barcode is now getting up to Warren. And AMS Design currently running in that 3rd spot. He's kind of seeing the same scenario that he saw in week number 1 at Yaz Marina. He's all by himself, but you know, that's not a problem. It's not a bad problem to have. You don't have to worry about dealing with any of the traffic, any of the guys battling. But Yankee has taken over the 4th place spot, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. I didn't know that they were going to get that opportunity, and Yankee was able to take that away from Diamond 2014, so he'll take over the 4th place spot. And Diamond Man will go back to work. He's going to try to work on Yankee here, maybe get that spot back. But if you're Yankee, this is probably the best opportunity for you because, you know, Adler Girl inside the pit doesn't have any idea what type of battles she might have on the racetrack. So he wanted to get by Diamond Man and try to see if he can get some distance on him. Going through the field right now is RZM Stiggy. He's having a better week, I would say. Got the DBR9 currently running in that 6th place spot. Riddle U still running strong. I believe Adler's right behind him. And she is, so Adler Girl's now creeping up. FSM Gray just got passed by Proud 78 for the 9th spot as Gray still on, I believe, his first run. HGR Benz, he's back in the 11th spot. Was getting close to battling with Proud 78. He's got a little bit of engine damage. Not sure if that is a glitch or not. FLA Nico Diaz currently running in the 12th spot. JRFE Blade, we saw him inside the top 10 earlier. He decided to make a pit stop not long ago. SMX Savitar right behind him. You see him right there in the 14th spot. Sparky Motors currently running 15th. The Viper, and then RZX Warren 57 rounds out your top 16. And we'll hop back on with Diamond Man here, see what's going on. Oh, Diamond Man's in the pits. I thought he wrecked. My apologies. That was an interesting angle. Let's see what Adler Girl does here, though. She was in the battle with him, and let's see if she gained any ground on Yankee and Diamond Man. Sorry for that little pause. As she was out there, and she did a really good job dealing with traffic and dealing with battling of the cars on the track. And here she comes, and I don't think she got around him, and she did not. And she's in the same situation she was in last time, and she's on the bumper of Diamond Man 2014 now. So that pit stop didn't work out for Adler Girl. Now she's got to go back to work on Diamond Man. So maybe traffic did play a little bit of a factor for Adler Girl. But if Yankee was able to get around him, I'm sure she knows now she can too. Both driving the same car, speaking of Yankee. And look at her give a nice push off the corner right there. Trying to rattle his cage, get him a little bit squirrely. Putting the pressure on him, trying to get him to make little mistakes, and just Diamond Man's been doing a really good job now. We didn't see the pass. Oh, but he gets a little loose going into the corkscrew. And I think we lost somebody. Well, we definitely lost somebody. We're gonna find out. Was that Nico Diaz? That was FLA Nico Diaz with the lag out in the race. Very unfortunate. He showed up last second, didn't qualify, so not too much to be upset about if you're Nico Diaz, but definitely not what you wanted to happen. Being that he got points for being here today, just didn't able to stay out there for the duration of this race. Not sure if he got into any big problems there, but very unfortunate for the FLA driver. Diamond Man still playing defense on Adler Girl. Yankee still staying out. So Yankee's going to try to get some distance on these two that are currently battling. But Adler's going to work, and she's trying really hard. As you see on the screen where everyone is on the racetrack, there's your leader. There's Spark Code in second, third Design. Between Design and Yankee is a lap car. Then you got Siggy, who just passed another driver. Then we got this battle here. And Adler looks like she might have a decent run there out of the corkscrew, but the acceleration by the KTM, you can make a minor mistake and be okay, but he makes a big mistake in that car. That car is going to take off, and he's probably not going to want to see that happen. So Adler now has a little distance away from him. Savitar and Blade, 12th and 13th. Proud in front of them. Sean now getting to the corkscrew. Didn't mean to bump that, but I did. It looks like Riddle U might be catching up to Stiggy here, though. Stiggy in the 7th spot, Riddle U in the 8th spot. We'll hop back on our battle for the 4th spot between, or I'm sorry, the 5th spot between Adler trying to get by Diamond Man here. 13 laps down so far. As Sean now crossed the start and finish line. Actually, that might have been Barcode. Sean's now in pit road. Barcode stayed out on the racetrack. And Adler falls way off the track right there and loses some ground on Diamond Man. A tough exit out of the corkscrew by the IG driver. She's gonna have to reboot, get back in gear and focus. Because that's not what you want to see as Jay Yankee. You know, he was way up there and he benefited a lot from staying out after making his stop. Barcode stayed out on the racetrack. Sean stayed in, or went in this previous lap. And Sean has no one to worry about, so he's gonna be in good shape. Barcode with another straight paint this week. Just running an all blue M8. Last week ran an all pink M3. Let's see if Barcode decides to make the pit stop right here. One of the few M8s on the racetrack. Barcode's going to enter pit road. That's going to relinquish the lead to Design if Design decides to stay out this lap. And Design says, no, I'm going in. So Sean is going to retake the lead during the first round of pit stops right here. So Sean will get the lead back and go back to work trying to stay out front. Meanwhile, back in the 5th spot, Diamond Man still got a gap on Adler Girl. She's lost a little ground. Wonder if she has any damage to the car. Let's go check on Adler Girl. No damage whatsoever, so just a little bit rattled from the lap. She kind of went off track there. Nothing to be too concerned about. Sparky Motors into the pits. Let's see if there's anything going on. We do. We have a battle for 10th place between Proud 78 and SMX Savitar, the DBR9 against the KTM once again. It seems to be the battles of these two cars all race long so far. We got Vipers out there, we got McLarens, we got M8s as well. We had a Nismo, but Outlaw wasn't able to make today's race, unfortunately. And there was a TT, but Kami wasn't able to make today either. So it's the battle of the DBR9 and the KTM right now, and we know that the KTM's strong with acceleration, very good around these bends, and that DBR9's got a lot of grip and a lot of really good pace, so it's going to be a tough battle right here between these two cars, these two drivers. As Proud gets loose off the corner, that brings Savitar in a little closer. Proud having a little bit of a difficulty right there, and Savitar hit the brakes a little bit, got a little bit of a tap from Proud, but didn't press the issue more than it needed to be. Good awareness by Savitar to not try to make more out of it than what it was. So Adler really off pace right now. Not sure if Diamond Man's running real consistent. She made a mistake or just really figured out the car now. Let's go check on Riddle U. U was closer to Stiggy. I'm not sure if Stiggy's a little bit away. His Benz is closer now to Riddle U. Or it's not. All right, so there was a lap car somewhere in there. And actually, Benz is getting caught up by Proud and Savitar. But your race leader still is RZM Sean, and we pull up the map. Still got a nice gap on barcode so far. Design not too far off. Say that, but then you look at the gap and be like, that's far off. Not really. Hop back on with the battle between Proud and Savitar, and it looks like that battle is going to turn into a 3-car battle because they are tracking down HGR Benz for the 9th spot. There's a quest to see lap times. Just put lap times at the top of the loop. I'll leave that up for at least a lap like that. And Proud now getting closer to RGN. HGR Benz. Benz is having a nice race today. Not sure if Benz is on the same pit cycle as them. That's one thing I wish we were able to see, is on the counter somewhere, like next to their names, that they had, you know, if they pitted, they had pit 1, pit 2, pit 3, meaning they pitted the entire 3 stops. It's the only thing we don't know, but it's going to make for an interesting race near the end, because you know we're getting close to the 2nd stop for some of these drivers, if not have already taken that 2nd stop. And it's now the 3rd place. The 3-car battle is on right now. Benz leads this line. Savitar at the tail of it. Proud's going to look to the inside of Benz. He's going to get the job done. Has to cut just a tiny bit there, but Savitar gets to the inside of Proud, and he'll take over that spot. And a big move by Savitar. Proud didn't get the run and just lost the position going by Benz. Can he get it back, though? Both Savitar and Proud gets into the top 10 as they got by HGR Benz there, but not only did they get by him, but Proud lost a spot to Savitar. And honestly, when they got into the corkscrew, I thought Savitar was going to lose quite a bit more than, you know, what he had gained. But Proud just kind of got a little too deep going in. And I think that's what affected him coming out. Savitar had a big run coming out of the corkscrew, so was able just to get by him there, and you know that's how it be sometimes. And Savitar now leads the battle for 9th between him and Proud. And now Ben's starting to fade just a little bit from this battle. So it looks like Savitar might be getting away from Proud just a little bit now, showing the pace he really has over him. So Proud is going to have to find a way back around him. And it looks like Adler Girl has made her 2nd stop in the race. And she has. She just come out of the pits not long ago. She's got really you behind her. We go back to Savitar. He's starting to put up the gap on Proud. You know, some of the people that might be watching wonder why the certain selection of cars were picked. Here's the deal. Every week, there's a different group of cars for a track. Some cars get used more than once in the season, some don't. Now, it's easy said. Well, the KTM might be better significantly compared to everything else because of its speed off of the exit. Because that's really where the KTM's winning a lot of these battles, is just, it's a lot faster coming out. It can take these bends pretty good. The fact is every driver has a chance to practice in each one of these cars. As Sparky gets into the sand right there, they're getting into lap traffic with Sparky Motors and the Viper. So these drivers, you know, they practice before they're qualifying. Once they qualify, they're stuck in it unless they want to change last minute, which then gives them a penalty on the grid and sends them as far back as last. But the deal is you have the opportunity as a driver to pick whatever car you want, and it's all fair game. So right now, Barcode's the one in second with the M8 and doing a fantastic job of getting that M8 out there, but he just did not have the start like these KTMs did. He was really slow off the start. And Sean's matching everything, and if not more. So Sean's doing a great job. He's in a championship battle, but he's getting into that lap traffic now in front of him, which could play a factor, and it's a lot of lap traffic. Look at the one at the bottom left corner of your screen. He's got about 7 dots there in front of him. That's a great opportunity for the man in that M8 and also AMS Design to hope that maybe some lap traffic starts playing a factor here, and they can get up there and do some battling with Sean. And Sean now getting by Benz. Almost got to the rear bumper of him. It seemed pretty close. Riddle U actually is trying to get around somebody. I'm not sure if he's battling with Blade or not. We'll take a look here though. It's taking a sweet minute, and actually Riddle U said, I'm going in the pits. I'm not going to be dealing with anything, and I believe he was battling with Blade, and it looks like he was. So, yeah. Barcode, I believe, is getting... Oh, Barcode's in the pits, making his second stop in the race. Gonna try to not deal with traffic, and Design looks like he's done the exact same thing. No, he has not done the same exact thing. That was somebody else in the pits. So, never mind. Yankee stayed out. And we just got the look in here, and Adler Girl back to work on Diamond Man 2014 as she goes back to the battling. And Diamond Man just came out of the pits as well, and Adler got a really good run during that segment where she wasn't with him, and she's now looking to the inside of Diamond. She might have the run here. It looks like she might. Diamond, it looks like he was giving it up, but she goes into the outside. She's gonna try to outbrake him in the corner. They go side by side into one. She might get the run here though. Can't she stick it? And she just can't hold it to the inside going into the next turn. Adler had an opportunity right there. She almost got the job done. And now she's got to go back to work on Diamond Man again, but what a great try by Adler Girl IG. Inertia Garage Driver trying to crack the top 5, but has been battling with Diamond Man, and Yankee, who was involved in this battle, was able to get around Diamond Man prior. Oh, but Diamond Man has trouble going up, and he's going to have to give up the spot, and Adler Girl will take over the position. They came around the left kink there, and Diamond Man looked like he just got too close to the outside, lost the control of the car. That gave Adler Girl a great opportunity, and she'll take over that 6th place spot, and she's got to feel relieved right there, but now she's got half a race to go, just under half a race to go, and she's going to have to put a lot of really good laps down to try to get up to Yankee, who's currently in front in that 3rd, or I should say 4th position. I do apologize, because he broke free many laps ago, and he's been putting down some really good times. He did just make his previous pit stop. Yankee's in turn 1. She's going to have a lot of work to do. She could probably match him, but it's going to be a tough way to get there. Barcode now trying to get through lap traffic as he gets to HDR Benz, and he gets to the outside into the sand just a little bit right there as they head up to this left hanger right here. Trying to stay out of the sand. That could be a challenge in itself. So here they go into the corkscrew now. Barcode hoping that Benz will just get out of his way, and look at that, nice work on the brakes. Benz does get out of the way, so he was waiting to get through the corkscrew for him. RZM Sean currently running in the 2nd spot right now until Design decides to make a pit stop. And Design is in the pits right now, ladies and gentlemen. So Design getting his second stop out of the way. You pull up the race map. Sean still has a pretty good lead on Barcode. Design now comes out of the pits. Yankee coming around the bend. And there's trouble there for Diamond 2014. And he's got all sorts of damage on the back of his car. Not sure what happened. He's just trying to get it to the pits, but he had something had happened out of the corkscrew for Diamond 2014, and that is a tough break for the number 37 machine KTM driver. As Aller now can kind of just break free and not have to worry about it. Design comes back out on the track all alone. No worries. Yankee wasn't able to capitalize on that. Barcode still dealing with traffic. Sean's now getting into traffic as he gets to the corkscrew. That's FSM Gray and the McLaren, and oh boy, Gray gets in the way of Barcode, and Barcode says, whoa, 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 buddy, look out. And Gray lets up, Barcode gets to the inside, and down the corkscrew they go. Sean now dealing with traffic as well. Not sure if he got by him already. He's getting by Sparky Motors right now as we hop on board with him. So Sean getting through traffic, no problem. Sean said to me last week, he says, you know, I'm gonna do everything I can to win this championship. He says, I want it to be close. He doesn't got Bobberts tonight, so that's going to hurt Bobberts a little bit in the championship. Bobberts did qualify, will get some points. Sean will feel a little bit more comfortable going into next week at Nürburgring, which is our next racetrack, in the rain again. But Sean feels good here, I'm sure, and doesn't have any pressure on him, so that's always a good feeling. You're in a battle for a championship. Meanwhile, Savitar able to get some distance on him, and Proud, and I'm sure Proud wishes he would have been able to stick the corkscrew a little better to have that chance to defend from Savitar many laps ago. They were getting around bends during that time. SMXJ Yankee, always a good contender no matter what he drives. In the 4th spot. So Diamond actually came back out onto the track 9th. Now the thing with Diamond is he might be able to make it the rest of the way. I'm not 100% sure. I know that is probably his 3rd stop, which is the only stop, he only has to make 3 stops. So if he can make it the distance, he's gonna try it probably, but I'm not really sure what the lap amount is here before fuel dies, and I don't know how the tires are going to handle, but he's still inside the top 10. He's got some work to do, but the hope is he won't have to make a 4th stop in this race. Sean out there all alone in the world. Barcode currently dealing with traffic still as he got by Warren, now trying to get by Sparky Motors. Car's a lap down, and Barcode is going to try to pick a lane, and Sparky Motors should be laying off. There he goes. Made it nice and easy for Barcode. Don't have to put too much pressure on him to get by. AMS Design in the 3rd spot. He's dealing with some traffic, and look at this, ladies and gentlemen, battle for the 11th place spot between FSM Gray and JRFE Blade, and Design just wants to get by. He says, hey guys, but Design's in the sand. He's having all sorts of trouble right there. And FSM Gray stays in front as they head into the corkscrew. Blade laid off just enough to give, you know, Design a chance to get back on the track. And oh no, Gray gets into it with Design, and Design goes into the wall. Oh, he saved it. He didn't go into the wall. He saved the car. The battle, though, for 11th is still on. And this is not what you want to see right now. Design heads into pit road for his final stop, I do believe. And Blade not able to get by Gray. And, you know, that was just a little bit of aggressive driving by Design right there. He wanted to get by both these drivers. He knows they were battling for position. He decided to throw it deep into the inside after having some problems going uphill, but just a little too deep, a little too aggressive. Gray probably wasn't too ready for it. And when they came out, just got a little bit of a tap by Gray, sending him off the track. But I think he's going to be okay. No problems there. Design's going to make a stop here and try to go to distance. So Design, Scott, again, has work to do, just like a couple of these other drivers, but he's going to drop back to the 5th spot as he comes back out of pit road, and hopefully he's probably thinking, I won't have to deal with that again. As Barco looks like he might be gaining, going through the corkscrew here, just a little bit, I'm not sure. They've been pretty close to one another when it comes to distance apart. They haven't really gained or lost much either or, but you can see right there on your map, as we leave it there for you momentarily, to get on the straight. So Sean's got a good lead, no problems. Jay Yankee now, ladies and gentlemen, getting through lap traffic as well. This is something he doesn't want to be dealing with. And it looks like the McLaren driver, FSM Gray, goes to the pits. And JRFE Blade almost hits the quarter panel of Yankee. Yankee gets on by, no problem there. And Blade just hanging onto the car. Blade's been having some difficulties off of that final corner all race long, which is kind of why they're in that battle right now. So Yankee now dealing with Warren, trying to not hit him right there, and Warren, the lap down driver in the Viper, he'll get out of the way. He gets out of the way for Blade as well. Diamond Man up into 8th after his accident. There should be one more stop for all these drivers if they haven't taken it already. Some of the drivers already have. One kind of forced into it, the other trying to avoid lap traffic carnage. And I should probably check on Gray because he was in front of Design and they both pitted. I'm going to take a look at the map. Let's get a look at that. So yeah, he got by Gray, no problems. Sparky Motors just got passed by somebody. I don't know who it exactly was. It was Savitar. So when Blade pits, when he decides to pit, I don't know if he needs the pit. He might have been on a different strategy. Because Blade, oh, he gets to the sand just a little bit. And Blade was in the top 10 early in this race, so there's a lot of drivers that pitted early. There's some drivers that didn't pit early. It's been really interesting to see how people play it out. Sparky Motors gets out of the way of Blade. Going back to the race leader of RZM, Sean. $11 laps to go. Sean going for his second win on the season. So Sean leading the way of Barcode right now. Barcode's dealing with not only the launch issue, which wasn't really the story of their gap, but has been dealing with quite a bit of the traffic. SMXJ Yankee currently in the 3rd spot. Adler Girl running 4th. She's catching up to Blade. Amos Design running 5th. Gonna be getting into traffic. RZM Stiggy been really quiet, honestly. I mean, he's been pretty much a loner for a good portion of this race. Running in that 6th spot. Diamond Man 2014, you know, we talked about him not too long ago. Was battling all race long with Adler Grill after a corkscrew incident, which sent him into a wall at some point. Dropped him all the way back to 9th after having to make a 3rd pit stop. Hopefully this can get to distance for him. SMX Savitar was battling with Proud 78 about 7 laps ago after HDR Benz was in front of them. They were battling for position, and Proud was able to make the pass, but then Savitar had a great advantage point after Proud kind of got a little too deep in the corkscrew, got right by him, no problem. As you see Proud there right in front of Sean, and Sean getting into that traffic again, getting into a little bit faster traffic. Now Sean's going to go into pits. He's not going to deal with the traffic. And JRFE Blade, he's currently running 10th right now. He's right in front of Adler Girl IG. And we're going to see what he does here as they go into a very dangerous point. He lifts just a little bit. He's going to let her by. No problem there for Adler Girl. Blade being the gentleman he is. And we got HDR Benz, who's been in a mist of different things throughout the race. Currently running in that 11th spot as Stiggy just recently got by him. Riddle U, however, in that 12th spot. It's not too far away from Benz. Is an 11th place battle starting to lurk with the 2 lap down drivers. But we'll keep an eye on that. FSM Gray currently running 13th in that McLaren. He's seen a couple of little moments today. Sparky Motors entering pit road as RZM Stiggy goes with him. Currently running 14th. Warren was running 15th. Now he's 14th. And then FLA Nico Diaz, the only driver that flagged out in this race. So everything's back to normal for the top 5 as they've all made their pit cycle, their last and final stops. So it's Sean, Barcode Design, Yankee, Adler Girl, who has really been battling to be into the top 5 all race long. Diamond Man, even though he had that mistake, he's currently running 6th, and he's got no one to really worry about. So he's going to look at, you know, kind of where he would have finished if he was able to still battle with Adler Girl, because they were battling for 5th and 6th all race long. Let's hop back on Benz as I'm not really sure what I'm seeing here. Oh, Riddle U having to deal with a lap car here. Riddle U's trying to catch Benz here. Benz makes a mistake in the corkscrew. That's going to bring Riddle U closer to him. RZX Warren, who's a lap down more than these two. And not only that, they got a lead lap car of Adler Girl IG. She's not going to be wanting to deal with this too much. She's going to want to get by all 3 of these drivers with no problem. We're going to stay on board with Riddle U. RZX Warren goes in for his final stop of the race. So that's one less car for Adler Girl to worry about. Riddle U putting the heat on now as he's tracking down HGR Benz for that 11th spot. Possible battle in the midst here. 8 laps remain. If you're hanging with us or you're just tuning in, you're seeing the very near end of round number 4 of the MEA GT Championship Series. You see Adler Girl getting on by, currently running top 5 as she goes through the lap traffic right now. HGR Benz next on the list, and it's been a good one. RZM Sean shot like a rocket out of the gate, hasn't looked back. ESV Barcode doing everything he can to try to catch RZM Sean, hasn't been able to get there. He's been dealing with some traffic though. Not only that, the start of the race where he didn't get a good run off the get-go. And there goes Benz lifting right there, letting Adler on by. So he was picking his spot wisely as he knows Riddle U is starting to gain on him. We're gonna hop on board with Sean real quick again. See where he is. We're gonna bring up the race map. There's your 1st and 2nd. 3rd and 4th were on the front stretch, significantly apart. So it's really Sean's race to lose right now. And as long as he don't make any big mistakes, he's going to pull up an upset win here today. And some people would say it's not. But when you're racing and someone like Barco, that's a feat, and that's an accomplishment. And Barco, he's taken I would say a lesser car, so to speak. But the fact is these cars were so close in qualifying. I mean, Barcode, Bobberts, and Sean was leading. I mean, they were literally thousandths of a second off of one another. And there goes Stiggy lifting right there. Gonna let Design, or I'm sorry, that's Blade. Oh my gosh! Oh, Blade. Woo! And Blade said Stiggy, but it's because I thought the color looked the same. I don't know why, but anyways, Blade almost getting into the side of Design there. Design's just trying to stay out of trouble. He's been trying to, I feel like out of anybody in the top 5 right now, Design's probably seen the most sketchy situations of lap traffic. And it doesn't make his race boring, so I'm sure he's, you know, entertained to an extent, but as a driver, you don't want any mistakes happening, because if something happens to Sean and Barco, he's going to be able to capitalize. SMXJ Yankee, you know, he battled early on. He's been by himself. He's been putting great laps down, got away from Diamond Man and Adler Girl early on, and hasn't looked back either from them. As we get to the closing laps here, can Sean hang on? Will Barcode find some good pace here to try to reel him in late? It's gonna be tough. Sean's running that KTM like a bat out of hell right now, and we got a slow car in front of SMXJ Yankee. That's JRFE Blade. Blade having some problems. Oh my goodness, Blade wasn't paying attention, almost goes around. And I believe Blade has some problems as he is highly struggling. Oh, no. And that's not good. Adler just got into JRFE Blade, who's trying to limp back to pit road. I don't know if Adler got any damage from that. And she does. She's got all frontal damage from the impact of the hit. That is not what you wanted to see. Adler Girl going to lose quite a bit here. I'm not sure if she's going to lose the spot from Diamond Man, but it's going to be close. Blade now limping in front of Diamond Man 2014. That's RZM Stiggy in the 7th spot as well. Blade getting into pit road. And Adler Girl will lose a couple of spots here. Diamond Man coming out in front of her. Stiggy going to as well. And I believe that's Savitar coming behind. Very tough break for Adler Girl. Not sure if she could have done anything different. And I'm not sure really what Blade was doing or what he could have done differently. But super unfortunate. That's definitely not what we wanted to see happen, and I'm sure Adler is very frustrated from that situation as we hop on with a 10th place driver. HGR Benz currently still in front of Riddle U, who's trying to track him down here. For those that are watching that just saw the impact between Adler Girl and Blade, what was your take of it? Is there any fault in that, or was it unfortunate where it was, where it had happened? Because that's such a tough area to make a mistake. Not only that, you're damaged. And she wasn't near him when it happened. She was coming around at a decent speed. So what is your take for those that do chat it up in the chat box? We're down to the remaining handful of laps of this race. Adler Girl's going to have an opportunity to get by Savitar here for the 7th and 8th spot. Frustrating day. Adler's seen it all. She was battling and battling and battling, got out, finally got by Diamond Man, who she duked it out with all race. And a tough way to end her night for sure, but still some work to do. And she gets side by side almost with Savitar for the 7th spot. Adler Girl to the outside. They still door to door. Adler Girl with a nice run to the outside. Can she get the job done? And she's not gonna get it. Savitar hangs on and gets loose off the edge, able to save the car. She goes side by side again. Can she do what she did earlier? An outside pass through the corkscrew. Savitar says no. Adler tried. All sorts of pressure now from the IG driver. We just saw Proud not too far in the midst. Adler looking for that nice angle off the edge there. She gets a nice corner right there. Three laps to go. Battle for 7th is on. We pull up the race map. You can see the leaders coming across the line now. Benz has maintained a gap on Riddle U. Oops. We're going to stay on this battle though. For 7th. Adler gets to the bumper of Savitar, hits the brakes really hard right there. Very tough race for Adler Girl. It's got to be frustrating for her. Adler back to work again. The one thing about a lot of these drivers is there's no quit effort. Adler, Diamond Man, you've seen some rough moments today. Never gave up. 2 to go. Sean just crossed the line. Adler gets to the inside of Savitar right there. He gets a little wide. Can she make it happen? She's not going to. She has to lay off a little bit right there. We'll hop on board with her. A tough place to pass. Very tough place to pass. Oh, but an opportunity for Adler. She'll go right on by Savitar going into the corkscrew. And she'll move up 1 spot. More she lost, but look at this. Savitar trying to make a move to the inside. She's going to be able to close it off, though, really fast right there. So Adler made up what she lost, at least a little. RZM Sean going for his 2nd win on the season. 1 lap to keep it clean. 1 lap to hang on tight. White flag this time. No one in sight. Sean, who's chasing his 2nd championship in any series here at MEA. Looking for his 2nd win in the series before we go to the halfway point of the season at Nürburgring next week. Ran Probably one of the best races he's gotten to ran all season long. Talked to Sean a little bit last week how he's always so he doesn't really remember, or I should say he's always surprised that RZM has a championship once a year in MEA, and that he was the last one to do it. Currently him and Stiggy right now representing the team in the GT series. Sean with us earlier in the Manufacturers Challenge. He always thinks, he told me it was pretty cool to know that that streak is still going on, and he's going to try to maintain it. But he's going to get an opportunity, and he's going to get a little bit more of a points gap in the championship as RZM Sean wins at Laguna Seca. ESV Barcode, he put the pedal down, but just, I think lap traffic and just how even these two were all race long just made it really difficult to catch up from the get-go as he takes second. AMS Design, another top 5, another podium this season. Go bring it home third. SMXJ Yankee, we haven't seen him run really well in quite some time. He's seen disconnects, we've seen some struggles, but he's going to bring home a top 5, finishing 4th. With an earlier accident, Diamond Man 2014 able to get the job done, finished 5th, but we got a battle for 10th as Riddle U's finally gotten by Benz. They're actually a lap down, so we're going to get the hop on with their battle here in a little bit. This Diamond Man's going to bring it home 5th, and oh boy, look at Benz trying to make a move now. Oh, Ben's working it. We're going to have to hop on with this. I'm sorry, guys. Let's just check on Adler really quick because she was with Savitar, and she's lost Savitar. She's going to bring home 7th behind Stiggy. Savitar 8th. 9th should be proud. 10th place now. Let's hop on with the 10th place battle. If Riddle U and HGR Benz, they're on their final lap of the race. They're going to be dealing with some AIs now. Not what they want to be dealing with a battle going on. Riddle U currently now inside the top 10 after chasing HGR Benz all race long. And just for those that are watching, stay tuned. Post-race interviews coming up next. And Riddle U throws it to the inside of the AI. He's going to have some major problems. And here comes Benz. That's oh boy. All right, they're side by side. A tough battle. They're both struggling with the AI. And now Benz will take over that position back. This is where it kind of is really unfortunate for drivers, especially if they're still battling for position. The AI gets in the way and Riddle U goes off the track. And that's super unfortunate because they were having a nice battle there. That's really unfortunate as here comes Benz. Going around, he's going to bring it home 10th. Just very unfortunate. I'm sure that's not how either one of these two wanted to see that battle to end. Riddle U is going to finish it out, that 12th spot, or 11th spot, I'm sorry. Blade, 12th, 13th, FSM Gray. Just didn't have the day he probably wanted. RZX Moore in 57, last second contender. I think he's got Sparky right behind him. He does. So we got a battle for 14th here. No, we don't. I'm sorry. No, we don't. That's just Yankees AI. I was going to say, we have a nice battle here for on the last lap for these guys too. And there's Sparky Motors 15th, so that's pretty much how it's going to look with this man winning his 2nd race on the season. Post-race interviews coming up next. Hang with us tight. So we're going to get post-race interview here started. We're going to get some of these drivers in, so just hang tight, and we'll bring them in while these guys finish up. I don't know if Yankee will be able to or not. I know Diamond can't, but we're going to try anyways with those two. We'll get Design in here. We'll get Design here, all right. I have to his name in because I don't have him added apparently. All right, so just stay tuned, everyone. We're going to get these drivers in. We're going to have a post-race interview, and we're going to sound off. And yeah, he already sent me his thing, so I don't know if Yankee can actually speak or not. But we'll try. So I'm going to make sure he can speak it. I don't know if he can or not. Alright, so Sean dipped. Okay, so Yankee doesn't speak English. No, you're good, you're good. I'm just getting, I'm just trying to get Design back in here. He's the one I'm missing. Alright, so we'll see if Yankee can give me some intel. We'll try to get Design in here. Design is having issues earlier anyways with parties. I don't know if that's still going on, but we'll try to get him in. But here's your final results, ladies and gentlemen, as RZM Sean picks up the race win. ESV Barcode second. Third was AMS Design. Fourth, SMXJ Yankee. And fifth, Diamond 2014. We're going to try to get Design back in here. Hopefully he doesn't have any more issues. It looks like he's in here now. And for all three of you, just make sure that you got your audio checked off so everyone can hear you. Design, were you able to get in? Are you here?
Yes.
All right, he's here. Yep, we got him. No, it's okay. Yep, there he goes. We'll try to get him back. We're going to try to get him back. We might just do him first anyways. So we're going to do... we're going to read off Diamond Man's summary for today's race, and then we're going to quickly get in here for Design so he can say what he's got to say and he can bump out. Actually, we'll do his right now. So, Design, we're going to get yours out of the way just in case. Hopefully, you stay in the party. Just make sure your audio is checked off. Design, good start for you today. One of the KTMs out there, definitely a strong car for this racetrack, was able to get up there right past Barcode, had a little bit of a gap for a little bit, defended it, but it seemed like most of your battle was the lap traffic, and very close one with you and FSM Gray out of the corkscrew. And, you know, when I was covering that moment of the race, my call was it looked like Design just tried to get out of that battle that they were having, and you just kind of got too aggressive, and I don't think Gray was ready for it. When you guys got to the outside of the corkscrew, it just seemed to be a bad deal. Did you feel that maybe it was just a little too aggressive in there? Well, at least it didn't get worse than what it could have been, because it seemed like lap traffic for you most of the day was your biggest factor. But a good run for you nonetheless. Another top 3 podium on the season. It's been an up and down season for you, but after last week, I'm sure you're feeling really great, and another good result for you today. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place, and we'll see you next week. And that was AMS Design, ladies and gentlemen, as he finished 3rd on the day. We're going to go and take a look at Diamond Man real quick. He finished 5th today, but he had an accident while battling with Adler Girl for that spot, and saw a wall at some point out of the corkscrew, which is a very dangerous part of the track when you're battling, and that sent him to the pits. But after Adler Girl's unfortunate run into with JRFE Blade, he was able to get back into the top 5 and finish 5th overall, and he made it brief. He said, summary of the race, a lot of bumping, a lot of snap oversteering. Overall, it was an okay race. So Diamond Man with another top 5 in his career, and we'll look forward to seeing him back next week as well. Another one of the KTMs. But look at that top 5. There is a mixture in there, and we're going to speak to the second place runner-up driver, ESV Barcode. And Barcode, you come in with the M8 this week. Wanted to be outside most of these other drivers, as I know we've talked before. But that start of the race, obviously, it sent you back a few spots. You were able to fight your way back into that second position. But it looked like Sean was just able to, between the two of you, honestly, it just seemed like you guys were matching lap for lap. And the gain that you might have gotten as you guys got through lap traffic might have set you back a little bit every time you made those gains. Take us through that. How tough was it to not only pass? We know it's a tough place to pass, but was lap traffic difficult for you? Was there anything that you gained that you lost during that time? And just make sure your audio's on.
I mean, the lap traffic wasn't amazing for me. A couple of people didn't really get out of the way too well. I was ever going to beat Sean, just never was happening in this car. But I didn't want to pick the KTM, just don't like using the best cars for these.
And well, you were able to put down a really good lap in qualifying. Was it really hard to be consistent at the pace that Sean was running today because of maybe the car choice? I mean, or was he just that consistent throughout the race and during it?
I mean, this car is hard to be consistent at the limit. This thing is very easy to just let loose. Even the best time in this car can get, being like a 0.2, is just nowhere near the KTM's max potential.
Well, nonetheless, Barcode, another top 5 for you since joining the series back at week number 2. Definitely a tough one today, a hard one to get by. Take us through the start of that, though, before we let you go. I mean, were you expecting that many? It was only about 2 cars, I believe, that got by you, but were you expecting that tough of a start to start the race, and how hard was that for you to get right through both those drivers after you lost those positions early on?
I mean, I was expecting it. I saw kind of start the qualifying session that they just have really good launch in the KTM. Thankfully, it wasn't too difficult to pass. I think Diamond Man went off, and design made a mistake and kind of just let me pass. It wasn't too difficult.
Well, nonetheless, a top 5 finish, runner-up for you today. Congratulations on a good result, and obviously we look forward to seeing you next week, so congratulations on a good finish today.
Yeah, thank you.
And that was ESV Barcode, second overall into today's race. And the man of the hour, picking up his second win on the season. Not sure if he's excited or a little sad that Bobbers wasn't able to make that championship battle a little bit more difficult. But Sean, able to pick up a win, and you looked really good all race long. And it didn't seem like lap traffic was a factor for you. You were able to really dice and get through everybody, and it just didn't seem like you had many problems out there.
Yeah, I think with lap traffic, this car's mechanical grip probably helps quite a bit. I had a few incidents, but generally it was okay, probably better than the M8 could do. And yeah, with Bobberts, obviously I would have preferred if he was here. We were having a very good battle throughout the championship, but it's just the way it goes.
And obviously Bobberts was hoping to be able to show up today. He had a personal matter to go out, and for good reason, but he was able to make sure he qualified, but that doesn't help his case too well in a championship when he needs to be here for the race. But regardless, I mean, it just seemed like you had this car really dialed in. Second win on the season. I know you told me last week you're going to do everything you can to get these wins. Now you have a little breathing space, but obviously some work still to be done. After today's win, I mean, how much are you going to let up? I mean, is there any let up, or is this all, full throttle and sending it every week?
I mean, it depends. I'd love to just keep sending it. I feel like I've been driving a bit better recently because of it, but without the pressure of the points, maybe the pace drops a little, but we'll see.
And obviously, it's always a little bit tougher when you have pressure, but sometimes that pressure makes you a little bit better. But congratulations, and I should also mention, I mean, were you during the race for you? I know you didn't really have that many problems with lap traffic. Was there any gain or loss during that run where you and Barcode were going lap to lap, or was it pretty consistent for you throughout the majority of the race? And did you feel comfortable?
It was hard to tell. Later on, I think we were doing relatively similar laps. I did do some decent laps at the start that after my first run through traffic I sort of never really got back to, but yeah, I think whenever I check, I hadn't gained much over Barcode.
Well, it seemed like you guys were matching lap for lap. Obviously, the start really shook things up between the two cars, but nonetheless, another one in the books. Congratulations, Sean, on your race win. We're going to see you next week at Nürburgring.
Yep, thank you.
And that was RCM Sean picking up a second win on the season. That's a wrap for round number 4. We did want to mention SMXJ Yankee. I didn't even get to mention his small summary as well. Let me just pull that up real quick because he doesn't speak English, but he did translate a message. He said it was a good race for him. He felt very consistent on many of his laps, and he's glad that he was able to pick up a 4th place top 5 finish. So that was SMXJ Yankee 4th overall. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be at the halfway point of the season next week at Nürburgring, the GP circuit, in the rain. Another challenge for these drivers, and I'm sure many of them are dreading to have to get back into the wet, but nonetheless, we'll be back in action. I'm SSR Mayhem. Thank you for watching round number 4 of the MEA GT Championship Series here at Laguna Seca as RZM Sean picks up the win over ESV Barcode. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.